Hi, I'm Cheryl Palanchuk. I teach grade 1 at Lakeview Elementary School. I am also the SPIF for Lakeview. The pictures for this webinar on learning and classroom environment come from Lakeview Elementary School. Developing positive personal relationships with students and families significantly enhances the learning environment in a classroom. Positive relationships respect the dignity, worth, and uniqueness of students in the context of family, culture, and community. Develop connections with people, the environment, ideas, and beliefs. Engage students, families, and the community in program planning. Encourage students to confidently share ideas and insights. Involve the co-construction of expectations both behaviorally and academically, and foster positive interactions between students. An example of how we create a sense of self-identity and belonging within our school is by developing relationships and connecting with kids beyond our own classrooms. In Mrs. B's classroom, there's a student who needs extra love and attention, so I make a point of showing him that I care about him and his success at school. We have a running joke between us that I'm going to steal him to my classroom because I really want him to be in my class. Mrs. B in turn assures him that this just can't happen because she would miss him way too much. By making such a small gesture, this little guy feels so loved and special. It's also fun for us as teachers to see the expression on his face. Well-designed learning environments and carefully thought-out spaces have intentionality and purpose that is carefully planned prior to instruction, are functional and adaptable, are organized to support the use of a variety of instructional approaches, including areas for whole class, small group, and individual learning, reflect the strengths, needs, and interests of all students, and are inviting to students because their interests, cultures, learning, and work are present within the walls of the classroom. Examples of these include cozy corners with child-appropriate furniture in classrooms and the library, as well as comfortable places for volunteers to read with students. Language-rich environments build vocabulary and increase conceptual knowledge. This results in higher reading and comprehension levels. At Lakeview, we strive to use common language when teaching reading strategies. This helps to ensure all readers, especially our most vulnerable at-risk readers, understand the skills necessary to become better readers. Common language also enables multiple teachers to work with students, and ultimately the students are greater able to improve their reading. A print-rich environment includes a reflection of the diversity of the students within the classroom, a variety of high-quality texts that are thoughtfully presented to support reading literacy, learning, and development, a reflection of First Nations and Métis content and perspectives, text types that reflect the Saskatchewan context, relevant co-constructed anchor charts and word walls that reflect students' literacy development, and materials and information that are supportive and accessible for students during inquiry-based learning. At Lakeview, we try to provide students with a print-rich environment that reflects ability levels and interests. A word wall that includes pictures along with words and is created with student input is an example of this. Students are keen to use the word wall if it is relevant to their learning. In order to support families, it is important to share information in a variety of ways about language and literacy development. This can be done both formally and informally. Some examples of this include invitations to participate in literacy events at school, phone calls and notes home about student progress and current reading strategies being practiced, and informing families about appropriate websites to assist with language and literacy development. Building communities of literacy learners takes time and collaboration among educators, families, the school, and the community. Educators build these relationships by inviting community groups into classrooms to share their expertise and sharing resources and supports for literacy learning with students and families. At Lakeview, we invite elders into the school to present on a variety of curriculum topics. 1P hosts a grandparents' tea annually, where the students invite grandparents or special family friends into their classroom to share in literacy, fun, and games. In order to foster a reading environment, students need to be surrounded with a rich selection and quantity of text that provides great variety for readers, daily opportunities to practice authentic reading, multiple opportunities for reading with self-selected just right or good fit texts, engagement in meaningful conversations about what they have read and have learned from reading, and a safe and accepting environment that encourages risk-taking and builds confident learners. Teachers need to model processes and habits of effective readers and guide students toward independent application. This can be done through read-alouds, story conversations, think and share partners, small group reading instruction, and morning messages. Authentic reading starts with the classroom library. The classroom library offers opportunities for students to engage with texts that reflect their interests, abilities, experiences, and culture. They include a range of topics and genres and are easily accessible. Texts are located not only on a bookshelf, but displayed throughout the classroom. Some tips for building a classroom library include: collaborate with your teacher librarian regularly to build collections to rotate through your classroom. Include student and class-created books into your classroom library. Create a wish list of titles for families and community groups to consider donating. Collaborate with your school community council to build classroom libraries through possible fundraising efforts or sponsors, and connect with your local library to borrow books. Student ownership and participation in the classroom library fosters reading engagement.